Okay, this is the final root on Reid's case number 640, the distal buccal root. Those are his periapicals. You can see there's large areas around all the roots, the distal buccal root as well. There's the cone beam of the distal buccal root, and this is my periapical as I got the tooth. And when I sagittally sectioned the distal root, this is what the two halves look like. This is what they look like sputtered. We didn't get an ideal sagittal section, but we got several areas where we had an unimpeded look at the naked canal wall. These are the sputter-coated sections. So when we go in and we actually look at this tooth using the stitched approach that we're using, the first thing you notice at the low power stitched is how incredibly clean the canal was. Now I'm going to ignore the apical end because that debris there can be from the sectioning. If you look at where the sectioning disc went, it can create debris like that. So I'm not going to confuse the situation. So let's look at just where we don't have to worry about the sectioning debris. And what you see at low power is, first of all, no pulpal tissue whatsoever, and really an incredibly clean canal with very little instrumentation debris as well. As I mentioned, that's probably sectioning debris. So when you go up in power a little bit, you see a very clean canal that makes you wonder whether Triton isn't really a superior kind of irrigant. It's very rare to see a minimally instrumented canal look this clean. So you can still see some predentin is still present. So the predentin hasn't been completely demineralized and removed, but there is even a remnant of pulpal tissue anywhere and almost no instrumentation debris. So looking at the even higher power stitched images, you get a little better sense for the leaflet structure that we were talking about, as well as what Rick mentioned, the laser look to the mineralization front. This is all pre-dentin here. So take some time and go through these. I think you'll be surprised at how clean the canal looks. There's the intertubular and peritubular dentin is pretty much intact here. It hasn't been demineralized. So I think the demineralization is kind of mild with the Triton as well. And as you recall, Reid did use some EDTA and Q-mix on this as well. When you go into the little higher mag stitched images, you do get a sense of that leaflet structure I'm talking about, as well as the laser signature on the mineralization front, that kind of ribbed look to it. And in no areas did I see any evidence of any bacterial morphotypes at all. When you go into the collage view using the higher powers, you can see that the intertubular dentin has started to be demineralized, and the peritubular dentin, some of that has been removed, but still a lot of the peritubular dentin is still intact. There's an area where it kind of looks like a microorganism because of its uniform shape, but that was really the only place where I saw anything that even closely resembled an organism. And here you can see kind of the very mild demineralization at the demineralized front. And you get a kind of a sense for how the dentin is removed in kind of layers. As you go through this is more up coronally. And you can see where the instrument never touched, you see more open dentinal tubules. So the smear layer produced by the instrumentation results in a little slower demineralization. And here you can see that's all pre-dentin that is in the process of being demineralized. Here you can get a pretty good sense for the pattern recognition for demineralized pre-dentin. And when you go into the last magnification collage, here you get a better sense of the demineralizing pre-dentin on top of the mineralization front with open dentinal tubules, but again, very mild etching and demineralization. And again, no evidence of any bacteria anywhere. So all in all, I would say this is an incredibly clean canal, not at all, anything at all like the mesiobuccal canal, more like the lingual canal. And I think it gives a very good impression of how Triton is working in these cases. It would be nice to see just Triton without EDTA and QMix and see what those looks like. So I'm anxious for you to take a look at this, and if you have any questions, I'll answer them.